Doors, the plural of door. Merriam-Webster defines door as, quote, a usually swinging or sliding barrier by which an entry is closed and opened. Doors was also a band that Jim Morrison was in. In Japanese, the word door means, well, door. It also refers to this.
Doors! それは一夜限りの超巨大アドベンチャーパーク TBS が総力を結集し年に一度やってくるスーパーアトラクションバラエティー
このテレビ番組はDoorsです。いきますよ。Premiering on Tokyo Broadcasting System in 2005, the first Doors competition was similar in nature to that of the network's Sasuke competitions. The major difference being that games were given a theme and all competitors were celebrities. TBS aired this competition in honor of their 50th year of broadcasting. Congratulations, TBS. Please don't take down this video. The network acknowledged its roots, paying homage to the beloved Operation Takeshi's Castle and Tokyo Friend Park 2 during the opening of its premiere. The show was hosted and narrated by announcer Akira Fukuzawa. The name Doors refers to the fact that the competitors wouldn't know what they would be experiencing until the titular door was opened, revealing the course. The very first time the door was opened, a course unlike any other was revealed to the players and to the viewers watching at home. This course was in a massive presentation, unlike any seen before. The very first event of the very first Doors competition would become a series staple, called Jungle Adventure. An obstacle course consisting of several events, not unlike the courses that had previously been featured on TBS's Sasuke competitions. However, these courses were much smaller in scale and much easier to complete. 99-member Takashi Okamura was always the first to demonstrate this course in what was known as the test try. Okamura had a pretty good ratio of completing the course, doing so usually 60% of the time. The original course was quite tame, consisting of only 4 obstacles. This waterboard always began the jungle adventure whenever it was featured. Contestants would ride a waterboard down a slope across a pool with the goal of reaching the shore. Failure to reach the other side ended in a disqualification. Contestants would then have to traverse more obstacles such as falling walls, spinning tikis, slippery tubes, rotating bars, rolling cacti. That rolling cactus thing looks kind of familiar. And even slopes with multicolored balloons. If a contestant managed to successfully complete the course, their team would win the prize for that event and move on to the next round. The second event was a teamwork-based game. 2 contestants wore special helmets attached by a track. Set on the track was a lit candle. The object of this game was to reach a safe zone so the candle could be extinguished. But if time ran out or the candle slid far enough to reach either side of the board, this happened. Japanese television sure does love making use of flash powder. After this event, we moved on to IQ Bungee. The object of this course was for contestants to memorize and repeat a simple color pattern, not unlike a Simon game. Perfect repetition guaranteed them a spot in the next round. However, make one simple mistake, and this would happen. Challenges could also include video game reproductions. You may have played Arkanoid, but have you ever played it like this?
1番さあスタートいたしましたいわゆるブロック崩しであります入射角反射角さあカプセルこれはゲットしたいところ拾ってさあディスラプションボールが3つ
Contestants would also have to play large-scale versions of early arcade hits, including Crazy Climber, Arkanoid, and Xevious. The video game remakes stood out to those who watched. Never before had human beings been the controller in their favorite video game. Well, that is if you don't count the end game on Nick Arcade. Or that weird peripheral they used to sell for the Sega Genesis. Or that green screen thing they used to have in entertainment centers. Let's go back to the footage now. For the 4th competition, a giant recreation of the very first Donkey Kong stage was added to finish off the first Jungle Adventure course. Exercise balls with the DK logo replaced barrels, but contestants still had to climb atop the structure before time ran out. Someone explained to me how we never got a version of this outside of this program. Even Mario got in on the action, making a cameo in the 6th competition. Speaking of arcades, we also got a fun whack-a-mole variation titled Hammer Orchestra. Contestants had to hit the heads of these mice as they popped up. Each successful hit would play a musical note. The contestant then had 2 chances to guess what song the mice were playing. If they were correct, they would win 100 points. Incorrect, and the floor would drop and they would fall into a pile of confetti peanuts. The one event that featured in all doors competitions was known as the Hewspin. A contestant would be extended over a tower 15 meters tall and be given a metal ball 7 centimeters in diameter. They would then have to drop the ball and hit a target 13 centimeters wide. This game was easily the most difficult part of the doors competitions. That is, of course, until we reach the final event of the very first doors competition. Moonbike, played in the Sky Zone, featured contestants riding a bicycle across a 3-wire suspension bridge. Not unlike the Gibraltar Strait featured on Takeshi's Castle. But no one on Takeshi's Castle ever had to cross it using a bicycle. If anyone could pull it off, however, the grand prize of 1 million yen and a new Toyota would be theirs. Unfortunately, due to its structure, the very first doors competition ended without a winner. Comic talent Razor Ramon came closest to clearing the final bridge for his team, falling just before the finish line.
しかしここまで戦い続けたこのバク転チームには拍手喝采最大級の賛辞を私送りたい。
Doors 2006 had its structure changed in order to ensure a one-champion scenario. Instead of teams competing, celebrities would be competing on a point system during the 2006 Doors competition. Completion of an event would earn a player a designated amount of points. The 2 players with the most points would compete in the final Hewspin event. Whichever of the 2 finalists was able to score a bullseye first would be declared the winner of that year's competition. 2006 winner was actor-director Hiroshi Shinagawa, who managed to defeat comedian pop group member Shoji Murakami, who came in second. The very first Doors competition was filmed at the Makuhari Messe Convention Center. Here's a photo of what it looks like today. All events were indoors for this competition. For the second competition, filming moved to the Fuji-Q Highland Amusement Park. This gave way to events like the roller coaster event, similar in scope to the short-lived Cartoon Network game show Brain Rush. Also in this competition premiered 2 new games. The short-lived Slimy Beach Flag, which featured contestants competing at a beach flag on a slippery surface, and a second event that would become a staple of future competitions, known as the water bike. And if you thought riding a bicycle over a suspension bridge was difficult, check this out. Contestants would have to bicycle across an open lake on floating pontoons. The pontoon course was over 300 meters long and only 50 centimeters wide. The first time it was played, the furthest anyone managed to travel was 123 meters. Because of this, the track was eventually shortened to 200 meters for the next competition. Comedian Walkie did manage to complete this, though, during the third Doors competition. Completing this course earned him enough points to put him over the edge, giving him the advantage and helping him win the third competition of Doors. He also managed to win the next year's competition in 2008. We also have a fun game called Bungee 7 premiering around this time. 2 contestants sit atop a large tower. The object is to stop a clock at exactly 7 seconds. Whichever contestant comes closest to 7 seconds, coming or going, wins the points. The loser, well... Let's see how well I can do. Wow! Only 2/100ths of a second off. I didn't plan this. I didn't plan this. This is the honest to God score I got. Of course, it's a lot easier when you're not hanging over a suspension bridge. In the event of a tie before the final Hewspin event, Bungee 7 was also used as the tiebreaker. In this particular Doors event, the game was renamed Bungee 5, and contestants had to come as close as they could to 5 seconds. The fourth competition begat the water jump, an event in which contestants had to run, jump onto a trampoline, and leap across a pond, hopefully landing on a small pontoon, usually about 5 meters away. With each successful jump, the pontoon would be moved further and further out. Contestants had to land at least 50% of their body on the pad in order to count. In order to demonstrate this new game, the show invited a former Olympic champion and actor to demonstrate.
Carl さん、普段どんなお仕事を今してらっしゃるんですか？
Nah, I'm an actor, talent.
The fifth Doors competition changed its format slightly. Premiering in 2009, instead of having one winner overall, each event would have its own overall champion. After the fifth competition aired in early 2009, the sixth and final Doors competition would air in December of that same year. It featured regular events like Jungle Adventure, Water Bike, and Bungee 7, while also including events like Splash Balloon, wherein a contestant had to catch a giant water balloon before it hit the ground, Honeycomb Cannon, wherein contestants had to avoid being knocked off a honeycomb platform, and a variation on the Bungee 7 called Bungee Rally, wherein contestants had to rally a moving light between them without missing a beat. And yes, that is world-famous tennis champion Venus Williams demonstrating. And she did quite well, seen here defeating Russian champ Maria Sharapova. This final Doors competition featured teams competing for points rather than as individuals. Seishiro Kato managed to come from behind and win that year's competition for his team. This gave Waki his third overall victory in a Doors competition. After that, Doors would never air on television again. Elements from the series would, however, appear in other programs. The show's Water Bike would be modified and brought back for TBS's Dakita and Zeus competitions. The Hughesbone event would also find its way to Zeus. The Rolling Cacti would be brought back and renamed as Hedgehog for Sasuke's 29 and 30. TBS also promoted the Doors competitions with a number of mobile phone games featuring events from the show. Unfortunately, Doors never made its way to foreign markets. Unlike its fellow show Sasuke, the show isn't really that well known outside of Japan. Which is really a shame when you think about it. I mean, who wouldn't want to see C-list celebrities tackle events like these? And there you have Doors. Next time you open a door for someone, you can tell them of the competition that might lie beyond. Well, thank you for watching this video essay. If you like what you see, please consider liking and subscribing. Leave a comment below letting me know what you think and if there's anything you'd like me to cover in the future. You never know when the next video will drop. Special thanks to everybody who helped me cull footage of Doors for this presentation. Doors is the sole property of the Tokyo Broadcasting System. No challenge of ownership is intended. Thank you for watching, and remember, it's hard to see the end when you're beginning.